Hey folks, guns, gear, on target training out here in Oregon. Before we get started, if you enjoy our content, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and above all, comment. All of that helps fuel the algorithm, and we are 119 subscribers away from 100,000. When we hit the 100,000 mark, I promise I'll stop talking about it. Today I wanted to talk about suppressor height sights and some sights that I started using that I really like. These are the XS sights, and they're designed to allow you to use a red dot and then to also be able to see the iron sights in the event you needed backup sights, because the reality is, folks, optics can and do fail. And it doesn't matter how good your optic is, how good your battery is, things just go wrong sometimes. So for me, on any serious handgun or long gun that I want to use from a defense standpoint, I want to have those backup iron sights. XS sights have been around for a long time, and in fact, if you were as old as I am, you remember when they first came out, it was almost like a V with a giant dot, and there was a post. So the idea was to put essentially the dot on top of the eye, and it was all front sight driven. I tried those, but they just didn't work great for me. Many people love them. Many people absolutely swear by them. But for me, I really wanted to have the rear sight to give me that connection. So what I've found with these sights is, because of the design, really this big giant tritium and then outline, green outline, and the just tritium inserts on the rear, that draws my eye to the front sight. Some of you may know this, but green is the easiest color for the eye to pick up. Not red, actually it's green. So if you experiment with red and green dots or inserts, you will find, for many people at least, and certainly for me, that green is preferred. A green dot in my optic is also preferred. Now in this case, I have a Trigicon. This is the SRO with the 5 MOA dot. And for the kind of work I like to do, this works great for me. Some people like a really small dot, but for a pistol, that's not what I'm looking for. I like 2 MOA dots on long guns. Any carbine that I own has a 2 MOA on it. That just works. But for me, when I go with a small red dot, like a 2 MOA on a pistol, there's so much movement in there, I find it distracting. There's a lot of shake. Some people don't care. So what I like about these sights is they're durable, they're easy to see, and they work extremely well with this setup. And I have a very similar sight setup on my Glock 43X. And the reason that I like these sights is because when I look through the dot, when to pick up the dot, I see the sights. I see the sights. And yes, with a dot, we are target focused. But if you get out to the range or you get out at night and your dot is not as bright or as light as you want it, being able to see the actual iron sights, in this case the big XS front sight, and tritium inserts on the rear, you get a real sense of exactly where you need to be, and it is a big asset. So for me, come out, and if my dot is not on, in this case we have a Holosun EPS green, but if that dot were not to be on or fail, I have backup iron sights. I had an issue with one of the front sights, and so I spoke to the manufacturer, and one of the owners had a conversation with me, and she was amazing and very helpful. They sent a replacement for that part because there was a screw in there that was defective, so they took care of me right away. And that kind of customer service earns loyalty and earns my respect. So if you're thinking about tritium night sights, especially if you're trying to find backup iron sights that will work with your red dot or green dot optic, I really recommend that you check out XS Sights. Again, XS Sights, S-I-G-H-T-S, and you'll find, I think, the same kind of results I'm finding. They work well, they're well made, they're durable, and for this type of pistol or this type of pistol, it's a great setup. And because they're suppressor height sights, because they're raised, they allow you to use both the optic and the iron sights. Well, folks, that's all we got for you today. I'd certainly appreciate you watching. Finally, and as always, stay safe.